composed manner. You have handled the most challenging situations in your life is remarkable. And the death which everyone has to approach, मौत को समझा है गाफिल इख्तिताम ज़िंदगी. It is not the end. Probably that's why when it approaches us in a personal capacity, it pains us a lot. Because we presume that this is the finality, this is the end. And in reality, it is just a transformation of another form, a transcendental form, from physical to non-physical form. But it is not to non-existence. And that journey has to be appreciated and understood if you want to have a successful course, pathway during the existence part of it. Because this portion, this phase has to determine that how the non-existent part or the non-formative part, has to be defined, has to be translated. And that is defined by what he was referring to, those ethos or values. We can create wealth. We all are doing that at a global scale. Mankind has probably experienced an unprecedented creation of wealth. It has never seen such a prosperity. It has never seen or achieved such accomplishments. It could, if you bring back a person 200 years back and in that time scale, just through any tool or technology, bring him back to the life, he or she will simply collapse because nobody can absorb such a huge process of achievement. But is achievement in itself is an end? I'm not here to give the moral lessons, but morality probably is part of the human soul. Morality is part of our psychic being. Morality, ethos, values, they are part of our thought process. We want to have morality in our businesses, we want to have it in houses, we want to sermonize our marriages through it, we want to translate our relationship into it, we want to see politics through that prism. We want to have an entire universal outlook with that moral fabric. Pakistan, I honestly feel, and I've been very fortunate, I'm humbled by Almighty by giving me this opportunity to serve this country in a limited stint, which has triggered with many international exposures and visits of mine. And when I come across different global leaders, I see that there is a huge respect, attention, and interest in Pakistan. All we need is to infuse that confidence in our own people. Pakistan is a country with 240 million population of its own. It's a very important player in ECO, which more or less has around 500 million people, a very important part of that regional bloc. Just sitting next to Confucius civilization of 1.5 billion people. So when our business and corporate sector is thinking, I would urge and request and rather implore them that don't think in terms of 240 million people. You belong to a huge region. On the one hand, it's GCC, then it is North Caucasus, Iran, up till Turkey, and there is a uninvested and unexplored 1.2 to 3 billion population of African continent. We feel as we are that distant from Africa that there has to be no connection. The African continent has to offer so much to us, and we have to offer so much to them. Be it East Africa, be it West Africa, North Africa, whole of the continent. Around $36 trillion trade activities happening probably under the BRI in next 10 to 15 years, only in China. Are we prepared for it? Are we thinking about it? Is there any due diligence? Yes, there are challenges, and we will work to sort out all those challenges. If not all of it, at least most of it. We are trying to rationalize the expenditure of the government. We are trying to improve the tax network. We know that it has to be a progressive taxation network. You cannot just tax the people who are already contributing in that network. We have to bring in new people. We have to bring in new entities. And the one who are already there, we need to rationalize and have a conversation with the industry and the people and the entities whom we are taxing. So a progressive model of taxation has to be introduced. We have learned and realized that government has no business in doing business. It's you people. My job as an entity of the government is only to tax you. And tax you and convert that to the social services which we have promised to our citizenry. Spend it on schools, hospitals, on our infrastructure, and contribute towards that stimulation of the economic growth. This is the only role any government should play. The slogan we are trying to give is, our business people are one of the most noble people. They are the one who should be respected, who deserve respect, and who have earned that respect. We have not granted it to you. We have not bestowed it on you. It's just like your hard-earned money. Through your noble contributions to this society. A country of 240 million people with a bulge of youth of more than 60%. So it's all energy. I think so we need to deliberate that what we have to produce in terms of goods and services both. We are a country who's exporting services. We are exporting our own people. But what kind of people is required in the global supply chain? We need to focus on that. And you are the one who can play another lead role in that when it comes to the corporate responsibility, social responsibility, CSRs. If we have more open conversations, we can help one another. It would be important even for your businesses, and it would be important for us to maintaining the social stability in any country. I was just having a meeting in Dubai with one of the lady who hails from Balochistan, and they were having a portfolio of around $500 million as a health company. So I requested them, while appreciating all their accomplishments, that if you invest in the paramedics education, and if you want to grow your business and have portfolio either in European continent or in the North America or anywhere. So you have to have a good quality supply chain of the workforce. So if you invest today in that educational system of ours, you will be benefiting from that workforce in next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever the business plan is. So when we are encouraging on these moral principles our people to think about it. It's a win-win situation for everyone. In this limited stint, we are trying and we will try to curb all these activities which we were referring to in my statement, be it the trade of illegal currency, smuggling goods, exploitation of Afghan transit trade, which is directly affecting our domestic industry, so on and so forth. What we are trying to, or what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is that we do provide a blueprint to the next mandated government, which would be compelled, due to the performance and the investment of society at large with those best practices, that they have to carry on with that, no matter who is there in the government. There is an institutional understanding of this approach. The SIFC is another, or rather a vital milestone. There are critics who are criticizing this initiative, but what we have actually done, that one of the most disciplined organization in this country is Pakistan military. And we have taken help from them to facilitate the environment. They're not doing business over there. SIFC is not a platform for military business. The military is just facilitating the business environment for us. The private sector, domestic private sector, is very much welcome to come, invest, take advantage of that forum. It is not just only for foreign investors. The domestic investors are equally supported, encouraged, and asked to join that forum and take full advantage of that. Our privatization spree is on the track. We'll try to realize it as much as we can before we leave. The rest indicators, we are and we have negotiated with all the multilateral institutions. These are quite positive signals for the market, and the indicators, of course, the barometer is shown in Pakistan Stock Exchange. And I feel it will bring some inflationary advantages in the coming weeks or months at least, too. Along with that, let's build and rebrand Pakistan. Pakistan definitely needs some alignment, and some alignment is just not on the part of the government, but on the part of society too. Hussain Dawsa was rightly saying that let's speak the truth. What is the reputation of our business entities abroad? What is the reputation of our business entities in terms of quality here domestically? What is the reputation of the government handling business entities here and abroad? I think so all of us needs to do soul searching. Do soul searching and take initiatives out of that search and do a bit of improvement. If we do, let's say, 20% or 30% change of approach, how do we handle and exercise our choices in different areas of life? Probably it will not just be an Asian tiger, it would be the lion of the region, and a very roaring one. I'm pretty much confident, I'm sanguine, I'm optimist about the future of this country. I see a lot of hope in this country. From natural resources, all the four seasons, from the deserts to mountains, from the Indus Basin to these potent 240 million people How can they fail? I mean, I don't see a single reason. How can such a huge asset fail? Anyone who's cynic, I think so, their assessment would fail. Pakistan will rise, Pakistan is rising, and inshallah, we will witness it in our own lives. Pakistan, Zindabad, thank you.
नाज़रीन, निगरान वज़ीर आज़म अनवर काकड़ कराची में इस वक्त तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे हैं और उन्होंने कहा है कि उम्मीद है आइंदा